Hey everybody, how's it going? It's a Daily Shooter. If you guys have been watching the channel for a little while, you know that I recently did an out-of-the-box reliability test with this rifle. Basically, took it out to the desert straight from my FFL, took it out of the box, loaded it up, and just started shooting to see how well it would run. And it ran fantastic. I was really impressed with it overall. Well, since then, I've taken this thing out multiple times, put another maybe 800 or 900 rounds through it, and now I've got my full review ready to go. So today we're going to be taking a look at the new Diamondback DB15 Diamond series. Let's check it out. Now, I gotta be honest, this one was kind of an impulse buy. I wasn't really going to purchase this firearm, but I was at Spartan Arms in Las Vegas, which is my local FFL. They have a great showroom and a lot of stuff to offer, and so I was just really window shopping, but I saw this sitting on the wall. I decided to take a look at it, and I was really impressed. You know, I've been doing YouTube videos on parts for about 7 years, and so I can pretty much add everything up that's on this rifle, and the value is definitely there. I mean, this thing even comes with a CMC 3.5-pound single-stage flat-face drop-in trigger. It comes with a muzzle device, 16-inch barrel, 1-in-8 twist, mag pull furniture, flat dark earth Cerakote. I thought, you know, that's a pretty good deal. It comes in at around that $1,000 price point. So for a lot of people that want to spend maybe up to $1,000, that's where this thing's going to come in, because it gives you pretty much everything that you're going to want without having to spend money later on down the road. So a lot of us will pick up a standard AR, maybe spend $800, $900, and then we'll work on the trigger, we'll get a muzzle device, and, you know, spend another $500 on parts or something like that. You don't have to do this with this one. This one comes exactly the way that you're going to want it, straight from the factory, and that's one of the things that attracted me to it. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at it, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about the tech specs and details. Now, before we get started with the tech specs and features, let me go ahead and talk to you guys about what I've added since, because you're going to see this on the rifle. So here we have a 1 to 10. This is a 1 to 10 from Swamp Fox Optics. As a matter of fact, I have a really good discount code for these guys and links and stuff like that over my website. So if you want to check out my website, which will be linked down below, you can find all your discount codes and stuff like that for just about everything I review over there. Okay, so let's go ahead and start from the back and move our way forward. Now, at the back, we have a Magpul ACS stock. The ACS stock is one of my favorites, and that's because it has an extra wide comb that has a slight angle to it, and when you're trying to get your eye behind the optic or iron sights, it feels like you get the proper cheek weld every single time, and it's also very comfortable. It also has a rubberized pad on the back here. We have a little storage compartment in the side, so if you want to add batteries, cleaning utensils, maybe like a carbon scraper or something, you can put that in the back right there. On the other side, it has a quick disconnect mount, so if you want to add your sling, you can put it in this quick disconnect mount. However, you're going to have to install this after the fact. When I got mine, the little quick disconnect thing came in a little baggy, and so I had to install that afterwards, but it's very easy to do. Now, with all Magpul stocks, I don't know why this is, there is always a little bit of wobble or give or slop to it. You know, it's not on that mil-spec buffer tube very tight. But with the ACS stocks, there's the adjustment lever, and so you find the position that you want. Once you find the position that you want, there's a secondary lever in the front. You squeeze that thing down, and this stock is not moving at all. It locks it into place absolutely perfect. It's in there nice and tight, and then when you hit the adjustment lever again, it pops that one out and allows you to adjust the stock. So again, this is one of my favorite stocks. Now, when it comes to the grip, this is, I believe, a Magpul K2 grip, and I think it's a K2 grip just because of the angle of the grip. You can see how it has a much more vertical style to it, so instead of having that kind of rearward swept angle to it, it's a little bit more vertical, kind of like a 1911. And this would be one of the plus versions because it is that kind of rubberized material. So instead of being just that hard plastic, it's a rubberized grip. So you get a really nice grip on this thing. Magpul grips are fantastic, and obviously I like the angle too. I think that the angle of the K2 grip, I would put this on every single rifle that I had if I had enough money to do that. So the one thing I want to mention here is that when it comes to the charging handle is the only thing on the rifle that I actually switched out, and that's because it comes with a mil-spec charging handle, and so I just switched it out with an ambi charging handle. If you're going with the charging handle, you're looking anywhere for a good one, maybe like a Phase 5 Weapon Systems or a Radian, something like that. You're going to go anywhere from, let's say, $40 up to $100. So if you can afford something within that price range, you could switch it out for an ambidextrous charging handle that has larger ears, or if it doesn't bother you at all, you can leave the mil-spec charging handle in there. Now, as we move forward a little bit more, the lower parts kit on this thing is going to be mostly mil-spec. So it's going to be a mil-spec, single-side, non-ambidextrous safety selector. The mag catch, the mag release, bolt catch, bolt release, all that stuff is going to be mil-spec except for the trigger. So we have some anti-walk pins. Those actually come with the CMC drop-in trigger. And then the CMC 3.5-pound single-stage drop-in trigger is what's going to complete our lower. Now, this is the flat-faced version. It's a very, very nice trigger. I love CMC triggers. I probably have 5 or 6 of these things. A couple of them are the curved triggers. A couple of them are the flat-faced. And it allows you to shoot very fast and very accurately. With a single-stage trigger, it means that you're already at the wall once this thing's ready to go. There's no take up, nothing like that. Okay, so with a 2-stage trigger, there's a little bit of a take up and then you feel the wall and then it breaks. With a single stage, it's at the wall. So once you apply pressure with your finger, it just breaks, and the reset is extremely short. So it allows you to fire very, very fast, and it's just a fantastic trigger. Now, when it comes to the magwell, like I was saying before, this magwell is very uniquely cut. So you can see it's kind of cut up towards the front right here, and they relieve some of the material, which is going to make this thing a little bit lighter as well. Along with a lot of the cuts that they have, weight relieving cuts here, this also helps with that weight. So I thought that was really nice. It looks really nice. Anybody that would be worried about the functionality of kind of removing that material right there, you don't need to worry about functionality. The mag catch is still nice and secure. Your mag release, the magazine is held in there nice and tight. You don't really have to worry about it. There is a slight flare to the magwell as well. So if you miss just a little bit, it will guide it into the magwell. And so that's kind of a nice feature. Now, our trigger guard, this is an integrated trigger guard. It's a glove-sized trigger guard because you can see it kind of comes down at a little bit of an angle here. So if you're shooting during the winter, you have some maybe thick gloves on, your fingers should still fit in here just fine. And that integrated magwell is also relieved of weight by having these cuts down the center right there. So there's 2 cuts on either side of this enhanced magwell, so that's going to relieve some of that weight as well. So it's a really well thought out rifle. Even on the dust cover here, or the ejection port cover, you're going to see that it says 5.56, and it's just those nice little touches. Now, again, this one's Cerakoted in flat dark earth. They also have like a burnt bronze. You can get it in black. They have a bunch of different versions. In the magwell itself, there's like this little square right here, and I'll give you guys a closer look, but in this little square, it actually says DB15 on it, and it has their little logo and stuff like that as well. So there's like these nice little accents that are on there that I enjoy. Now, as we move forward to the handguard, this is a 15-inch lightweight M-LOK handguard. It has M-LOK at the 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock positions, which gives you a lot of versatility when you want to mount stuff directly to M-LOK. Or you can do what I did, which is add a small Picatinny rail that will allow you to attach different types of devices. But again, you only need that small section of rail for whatever you're going to be using. It does have a small section of Picatinny rail just in the front right here. So if you want to add some backup sights, Magpul, MBus, MBus Pros, something like that, you can go ahead and add some backup sights to the front without having to worry about adding any type of Picatinny section. However, on the top of the rail, what they did is they went ahead and relieved weight by cutting out the center section of that Picatinny rail. So they went ahead and cut that out, relieved weight on that, and it's the same in the back. And one thing that's going to be difficult to see, and I'll see if I can roll in footage of this as well, but there's also small holes along the side of this top rail. So not only does it have the M-LOK slots on the top, which is going to relieve the weight, but they went ahead and drilled holes probably every 1/8 of an inch all the way down the handguard just to get rid of some of that extra material. And then there's a slight angle to the handguard here as well. So you can see it's got kind of a forward downward slope to the front of it. So it's a really nice handguard. It works really well. I haven't had any movement. There's nothing wrong with this handguard at all. A lot of weight relieving cuts, and it works out just fine. Now, if we move down to the barrel, I gotta say it's a great barrel. Very nice barrel, very accurate barrel. It is a 1 8 twist, which is my favorite twist rate, and that's because it's kind of in the sweet spot. So 1 7 is going to handle a lot of those heavier rounds, so your 62 grains and above, and then you have a 1 9 twist, which is going to handle a lot of those lighter rounds like 55 grain and below. This right here being 1 8 means it's going to help stabilize the heavier loads, while at the same time it's going to stabilize some of those lighter bullets as well. So 1 8 twist is where I would go every single time. Again, it is a 5.56 barrel. It looks like it has like a medium profile contour to it. It's a very straight contour. I don't see any shelves or anything like that other than just the shelf for the gas block. It's a mid-length gas system, which again is nice. I prefer a mid-length gas system. I've never had reliabilities with it at all, but it does make for a slightly lighter shooter in terms of like recoil and pop than a carbine length gas system. With a carbine length gas system, you end up with a lot of gas coming towards the back, and so it can feel a little bit more poppy. This one is very, very smooth to shoot. I was really impressed with how flat this thing shoots, and one of the reasons it shoots so flat is because of the compensator that also comes with it. So we have a 2-chamber compensator right here. You can see that we have a different size chambers that allows the gases to be stopped and essentially redirected to the left and to the right. And so with the gases going left and right and not forward, you're going to feel a lot less of that recoil. But along with the chambers, we have 4 ports that are going to be on the top, and those ports are basically going to push gas upward. So we have gas going left and right and up, so in all the directions that you want gas to go, and that holds the front of the rifle down. Now, I have had problems when I'm testing out compensators in the past with compensators that can overcompensate, and so what that means is you're shooting, the gases go up, and it actually pushes the rifle down. And so it's kind of counterproductive because you want to stay flat, you want to stay on your target, and you don't want the rifle to pop up on you with recoil. You want a compensator to keep you straight. Some of them will force you back down, then you got to bring it back up to the target. This one is pretty much perfect. It is one of the best compensators that I have used. It just keeps it nice and flat. Shoots great, whether you're shooting slow, whether you're shooting fast, doesn't really matter. So it's a nice compensator, and actually says Diamondback on the very front of the compensator, and it's a flat face, no flash hiding capabilities whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I think this thing's probably going to be pretty bright. I think it's going to breathe fire if you were to shoot it at night. So it's a great rifle with a lot of different elements that I would look for if I was going to make a build myself. I've built, I don't know, maybe 30 rifles, and all of my builds have a majority of what you're looking at here, and those are the parts that I am selecting myself. So I'll go around to different places, find different parts based on what I'm looking for, and if I was to put together a build, it would look a lot like this based on the parts that they have here. So again, I think it's a fantastic value. Yeah, it's at that $1,000 price point, but again, for what you get, I definitely think it's worth it. Now, I think this thing is a great multi-role rifle. So if you don't have a ton of money and you want something that's going to be good for, let's say, home defense, defensive property, but at the same time, maybe you want to get into competition or tactical environments, I think that you could use this for pretty much everything. It's light enough weight where you can use it for competition. It's accurate enough for competition. That competition comp on there is going to keep you flat and on target, but at the same time, there's a lot of versatility in the fact that you could use this for home defense, and you could use it as well for a tactical environment. It's just a really well-made rifle. Again, I put a lot of rounds through this thing. We're looking probably around 1,000 rounds through it so far. I did, an out-of-the-box test where I didn't add any lubrication, no oil, no nothing. We just took it out of the box, slapped some mags in it, and just went to town. And so I think it's a great rifle overall, and I don't think that anybody that got one of these would be disappointed. It's just a great rifle. So anyway, I wanted to show it to you guys. Again, this is the Diamondback DB15 Diamond Series, and it's definitely very cool. I know they still have them in stock over at Spartan Arms, so if you guys are watching this video and you live in Las Vegas, check them out. You might be able to get yourself one there at a pretty good deal. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.